In this video, we're going to look at subtracting fractions with unlike denominators. This process is going to be very similar to adding fractions with unlike denominators. We're going to need to find a common denominator, then we'll subtract the numerators and keep the denominator. So we have 1/2 minus 1/3. So this shaded amount is 1/2. Since this is broken into two pieces, this is broken into thirds, so we want to take away this amount from this. Okay. Now, we could guesstimate about how much this is going to be. We'd probably draw a line about right here-ish, and that's what would be left over. But we want to know exactly what that amount is going to be. So we're going to use the least common denominator of 2 and 3. Which is, since they have no common factors besides 1, it is their product, which is 6. So I'm going to break each half into 3 pieces. And I'm going to break the thirds into 2 pieces each. And now each of these unit circles has 6 pieces. So our final result, let's make our answer. Here's a unit fraction. Okay, we have 3. I'm going to label these 1 and 2. We want to take these away from here, so we can take away these 2 pieces, and just this one will remain. So 1 piece out of 6 remains. Okay, now let's write this with the algorithm. Okay, so we have 1/2 minus 1/3. On the side, we're going to rewrite 1/2 with a denominator of 6 by multiplying by 3/3, which gives us 3/6. We'll write 1/3 with a denominator of 6. We need to multiply by 2. And we get 2/6. Now we'll rewrite our subtraction problem with the common denominator, 3/6 minus 2/6. Subtract the numerators and keep the denominator, which gives us the result of 1/6. Let's look at the next one. 5/6 minus 2/3. Okay, so notice they don't have a common denominator, but notice 6 is a multiple of 3, and also that they share a greatest common factor of 3. So I'm just going to write this as 5 is 3 times 2, 3 is 3 times 1, so we can see 3 is their greatest common factor. So let's start by cutting this into 6 pieces. I'm going to start by cutting it in half, and then cutting the halves into thirds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shaded. And we want to take away 2/3. So if I just cut this in 3s, and then we'll shade, this is 2/3. Okay. So we want to take this away from this, and you can actually see from the diagram that this piece seems to be the same size as this piece is this piece. So it looks like this is what's going to be left over. But to be certain, we want to do this numerically. Now the 6 don't need to be changed, but if I cut these 3 pieces, each in half, I will get 6 pieces. Okay. Now this is 4/6. I'm going to label these. We want to take 4 away. Doesn't matter which 4. I'll take these 4 away. And this will be what's left over, this one shaded piece. So our answer is a unit cut into 6 pieces. We have the 1 piece remaining, which gives us a result of 1/6. Okay. So symbolically, we're going to find 5/6 minus 2/3. we find that the least common denominator is 6. In this case, 5 6 is already written with a denominator of 6, so we only need to change 2/3 to a number over 6. Well, 3 times what gives us 6? That will be 2, just like we cut these into 2 pieces, and we have 4 6. We rewrite our original problem using the common denominator. We subtract the numerators. We took away the 4 pieces from the 5. The piece size stays the same, and we have 1/6. Okay. Let's look at one more. Here we have 7/12 minus 3/8, and in this case we're not going to draw a diagram, but let's look at the denominators. Okay, and notice 12 and 8, their greatest common factor is 4. So 12 is 4 times 3, and 8 is 4 times 2. Okay, so again, you can look at this. If you think about those diagrams, if you cut these pieces, these 12 pieces, into 2 more pieces each, and these 8 pieces into 3 more pieces each, okay, basically what the other denominator is lacking, okay, then that will give you your common denominator. Okay, so another way to think of this is we see their greatest common factor is 4, because 2 and 3 don't have any common factors, so we could say that the least common denominator is the product of the numbers divided by the greatest common factor of 4. Okay, your denominator will always cancel, so 4 and 8, they both have a factor of 4. I'll divide this by 4 to get 1, divide 8 by 4 to get 2, and we get the least common denominator of 24. Okay, so now let's write this with the least common denominator. So we'll start by writing the original problem. Now 7/12, we want to write this as something over 24. So you say 24 divided by 12 equals 2, or 12 times what equals 24? Times 2 times 2. And again, remember from this representation, you could think of getting the 2 from the other denominator, the factor that you're missing. And 7 times 2 is 14. Now let's look at 3/8. We want to write this as something over 24. Well, 24 divided by 8 is 3, or 8 times 3 equals 24. And again, when we looked at 3/8, it was missing the 3, so that's why we multiplied by 3, and we get 9. Okay, hard part's over. Now rewrite the problem using the equivalent fractions. 14 over 24 minus 9 over 24. Subtract the numerators, keep the denominator, piece size does not change. 14 minus 9 is 5. And the denominator is 24.